Hey there. It took me 10 years, more mistakes than I'd like to admit, and a lot of mornings wasted staring at the ceiling to finally understand what I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes. Life doesn't wait around for anyone to catch up. The sun comes up whether you're ready or not. The world keeps moving whether you're prepared or still half asleep. And every single morning you open your eyes is proof of one simple thing: you're still in the game. But it's also a quiet warning. If you don't get up and actually move, the game keeps going without you. Think about it for a second. People who used to be part of your daily life have gone their own way. Jobs you thought were permanent disappeared overnight. Moments you assumed would last forever are now just memories you occasionally revisit. The world doesn't pause because you're exhausted. It doesn't slow down because your heart is broken. And it definitely doesn't stop just because you're feeling lazy today. That's exactly why mornings matter so much more than most people realize. Every single morning is a decision point. Will you be the same person who repeats yesterday's mistakes on autopilot? Or will you get up a little stronger, a little sharper, a little more focused than you were the day before? Here's a hard truth, but it's actually a freeing one once it sinks in. Nobody's coming to save you. People are far too busy fighting their own battles to carry the weight of yours. And that's not something to feel hopeless about. It's actually the reason to stand a little taller. Because if nobody else is coming, then the power to change your life was always sitting in your own hands. That's the real gift hiding inside every morning. It reminds you that your life still belongs to you. A lot of people wake up carrying regret. Regret over wasted years, broken plans, chances they let slip through their fingers. But regret only has value if you turn it into something useful. Don't treat your past like a prison cell you're stuck in. Treat it like a teacher who happened to have a rough way of explaining things. Every mistake left a lesson behind, and every failure pushed you one step closer to becoming someone wiser than you were before. Each morning gives you a fresh shot to take those lessons and say, out loud if you need to, I won't repeat what broke me last time. I'm building something stronger starting now. But here's the part nobody wants to hear. If you don't get up and start building your own life, you'll eventually get hired to build somebody else's. That's simply how this works. If you drift along without direction, if you keep waiting for the right moment to magically show up, that moment will never actually arrive. You'll spend years working inside someone else's vision, while your own quietly fades in the background. Every morning hands you a choice. Become the architect of your own future, or stay a worker inside someone else's blueprint. And along this whole journey, silence turns out to be one of your best allies. Work quietly. Protect what you're building. Celebrate your wins away from the crowd. People, even good people, tend to complicate things, not always out of malice, but through doubt, comparison, or plain old negativity. The moment you reveal too much too soon, you expose something fragile and unfinished to a storm of other people's opinions. The old Stoics understood this well. They taught that staying indifferent to outside noise wasn't coldness. It was wisdom. That advice still holds up perfectly today. Build quietly. Guard your energy. Let your results do the talking when the timing is finally right. One last thing before we get into it. Not every piece of advice deserves the same amount of your attention. The world is packed with voices telling you exactly how to live, what path to take, and where you're supposedly going wrong. But if the person handing out that advice isn't actually living a life you'd want for yourself, why are you giving them so much space in your head? Choose your influences carefully. Tune out the noise. Follow the people whose actual results match the outcome you're chasing. That's the foundation for everything we're about to walk through together. These aren't just motivational lines meant to feel good for 5 minutes. They're principles that can genuinely reshape how you approach your mornings, your setbacks, and your future. It took years of trial error, and honestly a fair amount of pain for me to understand them clearly. My goal here is simple: save you some of that time. So let's walk through these 7 lessons together, and by the time we're done, you'll have a clearer, steadier way to face every morning ahead of you. Say this with me right now: I rise stronger every single morning. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Life doesn't wait for anyone. Life has zero patience. It doesn't pause for you to catch your breath. It doesn't wait politely while you get comfortable. And it certainly never knocks twice. The biggest illusion most of us walk around believing is that we have unlimited time. I'll do it tomorrow, we tell ourselves. Next month. Next year. Someday. But someday is a dangerous little word, because more often than not, it quietly means never. If you're carrying a dream, a goal, or a change you know deep down you need to make, understand this clearly. Life isn't going to wait until you feel comfortable, fully ready, or completely fearless. It moves forward with you or without you, and it genuinely doesn't check first. The moment you open your eyes each morning, you're stepping into a world that's already in motion. Somebody out there is already working on the exact idea you keep putting off. Somebody is already training harder while you're scrolling through your phone in bed. Somebody is already building the life you've only allowed yourself to daydream about. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself constantly that he shouldn't act as though he had endless years ahead of him, because death was always somewhere in the distance, and the only real power he had was over how he lived right now, in this moment. His point still lands just as hard today. Time is the one resource you can never buy back. You don't own tomorrow. You don't even fully own the next hour. You only have this exact moment, this breath, this morning sitting in front of you. Think honestly about how many opportunities have already slipped by because of procrastination. Think about all the times you said, "I'll start next week," and somehow found yourself standing in the exact same spot months later. That's what happens when you quietly believe life will simply wait for you to catch up. It won't. And the heaviest kind of pain isn't failure. It's looking back one day and realizing you never even tried in the first place. The world doesn't pause for your excuses, no matter how valid they feel in the moment. Seasons still change. The sun still rises and sets on schedule. People are born, people pass away, and time keeps flowing forward regardless of how you feel about it. You can move with that current, taking action day after day, or you can resist it and get dragged along anyway. Either way, life keeps moving. So what does that actually mean for your mornings? It means the way you begin your day quietly shapes everything that follows it. Start with purpose, and you step into alignment with the current instead of fighting it. Start with laziness, distraction, and hesitation, and you fall a little further behind before you've even had breakfast. Morning isn't just a time slot on your calendar. It's the actual battlefield where you decide whether you're an active participant in your own life or just watching it happen from the sidelines. Ask yourself honestly, what if today was the only real shot you had to move forward? Would you still waste it scrolling? What if today was the exact day your future self is quietly begging you not to throw away? Would you still hit snooze one more time? Every person you genuinely admire shares one trait in common. They understood that time was limited, and they refused to sit around waiting for life to slow down for them. They moved with urgency. They built. They failed, more than once, and got back up anyway. The real difference between them and everyone else was never talent. It was urgency. So here's a simple place to start. Make one commitment: never let a morning go to waste again. When you wake up, don't just exist through the motions. Decide something. Decide how you'll move, how you'll act, how you'll push a little further than yesterday. Even the smallest steps count. A single page written. One completed workout. a rough plan sketched on the back of a napkin. Life tends to reward the people who respect its clock. The most useful line you can carry with you is this: I won't wait for life. I'll rise together with it. Live by that, and the fear of being left behind quietly starts to fade, because you'll already be moving forward, one morning at a time. So here's a small challenge for tomorrow. When you wake up, don't reach for your phone first. Don't scroll, don't stall. Sit up, take one full breath, and remind yourself, life waits for nobody. Today, I move. Drop that line in the comments right now if it hits something in you. Lesson 2. Take care of yourself first. Here's a truth a lot of people avoid until it's too late to ignore anymore. If something happens to you, the world keeps turning. Harsh to hear, but true. Your job will find a replacement. Your responsibilities will get handed off. Even the people who love you most will eventually adjust to a life without you in it. Life doesn't stop moving just because you fell. That's exactly why taking care of yourself has to come before almost everything else. You genuinely can't pour from a cup that's already empty. You can't chase your dream, support the people who depend on you, or reach your own potential if your body and mind are running on fumes. And yet so many of us live like we're somehow indestructible, skipping sleep, ignoring warning signs, brushing off our own mental exhaustion. We convince ourselves sacrifice means grinding ourselves down to nothing for everyone else's benefit. But that's not sacrifice. That's slow self-destruction, wearing a noble costume. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus taught that a person's mind and body deserved the same protection you'd give a fortress under threat. If the walls of that fortress collapse, everything sheltered inside it becomes vulnerable too. The same logic applies to you. If you collapse, your dreams, your goals, and the people who rely on you all take the hit right alongside you. So the very first responsibility waiting for you each morning is simple. Take care of yourself. Ask yourself honestly, what's the point of working yourself to the bone for wealth if you're too worn down to actually enjoy any of it? What's the point of chasing a dream so hard that your body gives out before you ever reach it? Real discipline isn't only about grinding harder, it's about working smart. And working smart always starts with taking care of yourself first. What does that actually look like day to day? It means treating your body like the vehicle carrying you toward everything you want. Fuel it with real food instead of whatever's fastest. Move it regularly instead of letting it stiffen up. Rest it with actual sleep instead of another hour of scrolling. Sharpen your mind with a little quiet instead of constant noise pouring in from every direction. These habits might look small on their own, but stacked together, they quietly build the foundation for something much bigger. Think of your morning as the launch pad for the rest of your day. Start it in chaos, rushing out the door, skipping breakfast, drowning in stress before 9 in the morning, and you're basically guaranteeing more chaos down the line. Start it with a bit of order instead. Water, movement, a few calm minutes of reflection, and you walk into the world already prepared for whatever it throws at you. A lot of people avoid self-care because somewhere along the way they decided it was selfish. Let's flip that idea completely. It's actually selfish to neglect yourself. Why? Because when you eventually break down, the people counting on you suffer right along with you. Your family, your closest friends, whatever mission you're chasing, they all need you at your strongest, not running on empty. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that he held real power over his own mind, even when he had none over outside events. And that understanding, that distinction clearly was where real strength came from. That means guarding your mental state matters just as much as guarding your physical health. Check in with your thoughts each morning. Are you filling your head with negativity before the day has even properly started? Or are you giving yourself a clear, steady sense of purpose before anything else gets a chance to interrupt? Picture two people waking up at exactly the same time. One immediately reaches for their phone, scrolls through everyone else's highlight reel, and quietly fills their morning with comparison and distraction. The other drinks a full glass of water, stretches for a few minutes, breathes deeply, and sets one clear intention for the day ahead. Which one do you think handles whatever comes their way with more steadiness? Which one stays grounded once real pressure shows up later? That's the quiet power of morning self-care. It hands you a shield before the day's first real challenge even arrives. So make this your commitment starting now. Stop waiting for a crisis to force you into caring for yourself. Don't wait for burnout, illness, or heartbreak to remind you just how human you actually are. Start building habits today that protect you for years down the road. Each morning, ask yourself one simple question. What can I do right now to make myself a little stronger? Then go do it. Because here's the truth underneath all of this. Life genuinely waits for nobody. But if you take care of yourself first, you can move with that current instead of getting swept under by it. Lesson 3. Don't drown in regret. Learn from it instead. Regret is one of the heaviest things a person can carry around without even noticing the weight at first. It drags quietly behind you, slowing every step, whispering that you should have done better, that you wasted precious time, that it's already too late to fix anything. But here's the truth worth remembering. Regret is completely useless unless you turn it into something you can actually use. How many mornings have you spent replaying old mistakes in your head? The job offer you turned down, the relationship you let fall apart, the opportunity you watched slip right through your fingers. That's the trap hiding inside regret. It convinces you the past is still somehow alive and negotiable, when in reality, it's already closed, finished, done. You can't rewind it. You can't edit it after the fact. All you can really do is learn something from it and carry that forward. Epictetus once taught that we suffer more often inside our own imagination than we ever do in actual reality. Regret fits that description perfectly. It's suffering built entirely out of a story you keep replaying about something that no longer even exists. The past is a closed book at this point. The only real power it still holds over you is whatever lesson you're willing to pull out of it. So instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" try asking, "What exactly did this teach me?" That one small shift changes almost everything. Every failure quietly becomes a lesson instead of a wound. Every heartbreak becomes a little bit of hard-earned wisdom. Every wasted year becomes proof that you're not willing to waste the next one the same way. But here's the real danger hiding underneath regret. It doesn't just weigh you down, it actively blinds you to what's happening right in front of you. You get so fixated on what you lost that you completely miss what's available to you right now. Imagine driving down a highway while staring only into the rear-view mirror the entire time. You're going to crash. Guaranteed. That's exactly what unchecked regret does to a person. It locks your eyes on everything behind you while your actual future quietly passes by unnoticed. So how do you actually let it go? First, accept plainly that you can't rewrite what's already happened. Forgive yourself for simply being human. Nobody makes flawless choices every time. Nobody skips through life without a single mistake. What actually matters is whether you keep repeating them or finally rise above them. Second, take real action today. The strongest antidote to regret has always been forward motion. If you regret years without exercise, start moving your body today, even just a short walk. If you regret waiting too long to start something, take one small step toward it right now. Regret loses its grip the moment you prove to yourself your future can actually look different from your past. And third, remember something important. You're not the exact same person who made those earlier mistakes. Every sunrise hands you a slightly newer version of yourself. The fact that you even feel regret proves you've grown since then. Don't punish who you are today for choices made by who you used to be. Instead, Honor that growth by moving forward with a little more wisdom than you had before. Marcus Aurelius wrote that whatever stands in your way often becomes the very path forward. Your regrets, your failures, they're not roadblocks sitting off to the side of your journey. In a strange way, they are the journey. Use them. Let them shape you into someone steadier than you were before. Tomorrow morning, when regret tries pulling you back into yesterday again, answer it plainly, "Thank you for the lesson, but I'm still walking forward." Write this down somewhere, you'll see it. I am not my past. I learn. I grow. I keep moving forward. Lesson 4. Build your own dream, or spend your life building someone else's every single morning. You're handed a quiet choice. Will you spend today building your own dream? Or will you spend it building somebody else's entirely? This is one of the harder truths to sit with, because most people end up spending their entire working lives helping build someone else's vision, while their own dream stays buried somewhere underneath the daily grind. Look around you for a second. The company you work for, the building you're sitting in right now, the app open on your phone, even the coffee sitting next to you, all of it started as someone else's dream once. The only reason any of it exists for you to use is because those people chose to build instead of endlessly delaying. They stopped wasting their mornings. They stopped ignoring what they actually felt called to do. They acted with real urgency while plenty of other people stayed comfortably asleep. And here's the blunt reality underneath all of it. If you don't wake up each day with a clear sense of purpose, somebody else will happily sell you a piece of theirs instead. If you're not actively chasing your own vision, you'll end up spending your years chasing deadlines that only serve somebody else's. That doesn't mean working for someone else is inherently a bad thing. Sometimes it's genuinely necessary. Sometimes it teaches you real discipline. Sometimes it gives you exactly the stability you need for a season. But if that's where it stops entirely, if you hand over your dream completely just to serve someone else's for good, you've quietly lost something important along the way. The Stoics believed every person carries a kind of duty to live in line with their own nature, meaning you're meant to actually use your gifts, your skills, and your energy towards something that genuinely matters to you. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that a person's true worth is really measured by the worth of what they're aiming for. So ask yourself honestly, what exactly are you aiming for? Is that goal actually yours, or is it just something handed to you by everyone around you? Building your own dream doesn't necessarily mean quitting your job by tomorrow afternoon. It doesn't require throwing away your stability recklessly overnight. It simply means carving out a bit of time each day to invest in whatever genuinely lights you up inside. Write a few pages of that book before your shift starts. Start that small side project after the kids go to bed. Learn that new skill during your lunch break. The point was never about moving fast. It's simply that you move at all, consistently. Because every morning you keep putting it off. Your own dream quietly collects a little more dust, while someone else's keeps growing stronger in the background. Think of your mornings as a kind of stolen, sacred window. Before the world's demands come crashing in, before your phone lights up with everyone else's requests, you have a small stretch of quiet time to plant seeds for whatever future you actually want. Most people burn that window on distractions without even realizing what they're giving up. But the people who actually build something meaningful use that same window to create, day after day, quietly. And let's be completely honest here. Building your own dream is genuinely hard. You'll run into doubt, fear, exhaustion, and plenty of setbacks along the way. But here's something even harder than all of that combined. Spending 40 years building somebody else's entire vision, only to look back one day and realize you never once tried building your own. That particular kind of regret sits heavier than almost anything else. So ask yourself honestly, every single morning, whose dream am I actually building today? And if the honest answer isn't yours, find some small way, no matter how tiny, to invest back into yourself instead. Maybe it's a full hour. Maybe it's just 15 quiet minutes. Maybe it's a single page, or one small step forward. But do it anyway, because if you don't carve out that space for yourself, nobody else is going to carve it out for you. Say this out loud right now. I choose to build my own dream. One morning at a time. Lesson 5. Work in silence. Let your results do the talking in a world constantly rewarding noise. Silence has quietly become one of the sharpest tools available to you. Everywhere you look, people are announcing their plans loudly before they've taken a single real step toward them. But here's the risk hiding underneath all that noise. The moment you reveal too much too soon, you open the door for doubt, comparison, and quiet sabotage to walk right in. That's exactly why one of the more valuable lessons worth learning early is simple. Work in silence and celebrate your wins privately. When you keep your dream mostly to yourself, you're actually protecting it. Think of it like a seed still buried in the soil. Dig it up constantly to show it off to everyone around you, and it never really gets the chance to grow proper roots. Water it quietly instead, with patience, away from prying eyes, and it eventually grows into something sturdy enough to withstand real pressure later on. Not everyone around you is quietly rooting for your success. Even people who genuinely care about you. Not always out of malice, but sometimes simply because your progress reflects back at their own stagnation in ways that feel uncomfortable. If you constantly broadcast every single move you're making, you're handing people an open invitation to plant seeds of doubt in soil that isn't ready for it yet. Are you sure that's a good idea? That sounds risky. What happens if it doesn't work out? Those small comments can quietly chip away at confidence you haven't even finished building yet. The Stoics warned repeatedly against living for other people's approval. Epictetus taught that the more energy you spend chasing outside validation, the less genuine freedom you actually have. Silence hands that freedom back to you. It lets you focus entirely on the actual work instead of managing everyone else's expectations and opinions along the way. Think about the people whose success genuinely impresses you. Odds are, they didn't spend every morning broadcasting their plans before they'd built anything real. They built quietly, one step at a time, until their finished work spoke louder than any announcement ever could have. Genuine achievement rarely needs a trumpet leading the way. It tends to announce itself through results. Celebrating privately matters just as much as building quietly. Why? Because flaunting a win too early tends to attract exactly the kind of attention you don't need: envy, unwanted opinions. Sometimes even people looking to take advantage of your momentum. And sometimes praise alone can trick your brain into feeling like the work is already finished, when it's really only just beginning. Celebrate quietly instead. And you stay hungry. You keep building instead of coasting. You protect the energy you've worked hard to build up. None of this means you should never share anything with anyone. It just means being intentional about the timing. Share once the foundation actually feels solid, once the results speak clearly for themselves, once no amount of outside doubt could realistically shake what you've built. Until then, guard the whole thing like something worth protecting. So how do you actually practice this in real life? Simple. The next time you feel the urge to announce a plan before you've really started it, pause for a second first. Ask yourself honestly, is sharing this actually serving my growth, or is it just feeding my ego right now? If it's mostly ego, stay quiet a little longer. Let your progress speak in its own time. Tomorrow morning, remind yourself clearly, my silence is my shield, and my work is my voice. When the moment is finally right, your results will do all the talking you ever needed. Quick pause here. If any of this is resonating with you so far, go ahead and hit subscribe. It genuinely helps this channel keep making videos exactly like this one. Alright, let's keep moving. Lesson 6. Only let the right voices in the world is loud, almost constantly. Everyone seems to have advice ready for you. Family members, co-workers, old friends, strangers online who've never met you once. They all want to tell you exactly how to live, what to do next, and where you're apparently going wrong. But here's a simple truth worth holding on to. If the person handing you that advice isn't actually living a life you genuinely want for yourself, why are you giving their opinion so much space in your head? We tend to give far too much weight to opinions that never actually earned it. You mention your dream to a friend, and they laugh it off. You share a plan with a coworker, and they immediately tell you it'll never work. You open up to family, and they end up projecting their own unresolved fears right back onto you. And slowly, without even fully noticing it happening, you start quietly shrinking your dream down to fit inside their much smaller, more limited version of what's possible. The Stoics warned against exactly this trap. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the opinion of a crowd carries no real value if none of them actually understand the subject they're speaking about so confidently. His point was simple. Not every voice deserves equal weight in your life. Wisdom was never measured by how loudly or confidently someone speaks. Just because someone sounds certain doesn't automatically mean they're right about anything. Think about it plainly. Would you take financial advice from someone buried in debt they can't manage? Would you take health advice from someone who consistently ignores their own body's warning signs? Would you take relationship guidance from someone stuck in a pattern of toxic behavior themselves? So why do so many of us still let voices like that quietly shape our decisions? The honest truth is you need to filter who gets access to your mind. Not everyone has earned that kind of influence over you. Surround yourself instead with people actually living the results you're hoping to achieve. Want more discipline in your life? Learn from people who genuinely embody it daily. Want to succeed in your field? Study people who've actually built something real there. Want more peace? Spend time around people who radiate it naturally, instead of performing it. Filtering out the wrong voices matters just as much as making room for the right ones. Sometimes that means setting clearer boundaries. Sometimes it means stepping back from certain relationships entirely for a while. It doesn't mean you stop caring about those people. It simply means you stop letting their opinions steer your choices for you. And here's the most important part of all this. The loudest voice in your life should always belong to you. Ask yourself honestly each morning, what do I genuinely want here? What actually feels right for me, underneath everyone else's opinions? Listen closely to that answer, and trust it, because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to live with the outcome of your own decisions, not them. So tomorrow, when the world's noise tries pulling you off course again, remember plainly that most of it simply doesn't matter. Choose carefully whose words you let all the way in. Lesson 7. Life rewards consistency, never excuses. If mornings have taught me one lesson above all the rest, it's this one. Life genuinely doesn't care about your excuses. It only responds to actual effort. You can explain in perfect detail why you didn't wake up early, why you skipped that workout, why you keep putting your dream on hold. But explanations don't build anything real. Consistency does, quietly, day after day. Think about it honestly. One single workout won't transform your body, but showing up daily eventually will. Writing a single page doesn't make a finished book, but writing one page every day without exception eventually does. Saving a small amount of money once won't make you wealthy, but saving a little consistently, week after week, slowly builds real security over time. Success was never really about one massive leap forward. It's built from small, steady steps taken again and again. The Stoics lived by exactly this kind of discipline. Seneca once wrote that it's not that we have too little time in life, it's that we tend to waste far too much of what we're actually given. Every wasted morning quietly adds up. Every small excuse compounds over time. But so does every small act of genuine discipline. The little things you choose to do daily end up shaping the entire arc of your life, whether you notice it happening or not. Consistency carries real power precisely because it compounds quietly, almost invisibly at first. You might not see obvious results right away, and that's exactly where most people give up too early. They quit because they wanted instant success instead of gradual progress. But mornings were never really about instant results. They're about planting seeds, watering them steadily, and trusting the harvest arrives eventually, on its own timeline. Excuses, on the other hand, tend to quietly destroy you without much drama at all. They feel harmless enough in the moment. I'll get to it tomorrow. I'm just too tired today. But one excuse quietly becomes two. Two become 10. And suddenly a few years have slipped by without you noticing. Excuses have probably stolen more dreams over time than outright failure ever has. So what's the actual fix here? Build a few small non-negotiables into your mornings. Tiny actions you commit to no matter how the day is going. Maybe that's 5 minutes of honest journaling. Maybe it's 10 push-ups before your coffee. Maybe it's a single page of reading. The size genuinely doesn't matter much. What matters is doing it consistently, because that's exactly how you train your brain to reach for action, instead of another convenient excuse. Picture your life like a simple ledger. Every single day, you either make a deposit toward discipline or one toward debt. Discipline slowly builds you up. Debt slowly drags you down. Which one are you adding to most mornings right now? And here's the quiet secret, hiding underneath consistency. It builds real confidence over time. Every time you keep a small promise to yourself, you prove, in a very concrete way, that you can actually trust yourself. And once you trust yourself, very little in this world can shake you loose from that footing. Tomorrow morning, when your mind starts whispering its usual excuses, answer back with action instead. Even something small. Even something imperfect. Choose consistency anyway. Say this with me now. I choose consistency over excuses. Every morning I move forward, even if it's just one small step. Bringing it all together, you've just walked through 7 lessons that took me a long, sometimes painful stretch of years to fully understand. Life waits for nobody. If you don't take care of yourself first, the world simply keeps moving without waiting around for you to catch up. Regret is wasted energy unless you turn it into a genuine lesson. If you don't build your own dream, you'll eventually get hired to help build somebody else's instead. Protect your vision quietly while it's still fragile. Filter carefully whose voice actually gets to influence you. And above everything else, practice real consistency, day after day, whether you feel motivated or not. Every morning hands you a quiet decision. Will you waste it? Or will you actually use it? Will you drift along on excuses? Or will you rise with a bit more discipline than yesterday? The old Stoics understood something worth remembering here. Time is the one resource none of us ever get back once it's gone. Once today slips by, it's genuinely gone for good. That's exactly why mornings matter so much, and why urgency isn't something to feel guilty about. I can't make this choice for you, and I honestly can't walk this exact path for you either. But I can remind you clearly of one thing. You're not powerless here. And you're not permanently stuck where you are right now. Every sunrise hands you a real second chance, whether you feel ready for it or not. You don't have to keep carrying old regret around with you. You don't have to keep listening to the wrong voices out of habit. And you don't have to keep spending your best years building somebody else's dream while your own quietly waits in the background. You can choose something different. starting this morning if you want to. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't wait around for motivation to magically show up. Don't wait for permission from anyone. Don't wait for life to slow down and meet you halfway, because it won't. Just get up and move. And as you step into your day, carry this with you. I rise stronger every single morning, and I refuse to waste the time I've actually been given. If any part of this reached you today, do me one favor and subscribe. It genuinely helps this channel keep putting out videos like this one. And there's plenty more ahead. Write this in the comments, say it out loud if you need to, and try living it daily, because life waits for nobody. And starting today, neither should you.